Okay, YouTube, really quickly, in line with my other videos, as you can see, I often just post videos on little simple life hacks, things you can do, and this is for, I guess, van lifers. So, two life hacks are in this video, just two. One of them is just making a platform out of a trailer hitch. This is an old bike rack, old school, it doesn't fold or anything, it's just the cheapest one I got on Craigslist. And this little step I was able to find, I think it was on Amazon. It was only like I think 15 or 20 bucks the most. There's a different price range, but I found one used. But anyway, that step is so useful for getting in and out of the van, but it created the distance here to make a very big platform. So I can carry my electric scooter, and I am moving my license plate and making a little light on the license plate. But I could also put a bunch of, um, crates and luggage or whatever on the back here. And as I have that tire, I needed to move the space out. So that's really helpful when camping. Now for the other life hack, I'll crawl up on the ladder here. All right, I'm gonna put this in the description. Like, this is, you see all these videos on people making hot water, pressurized things out of a PVC pipe. And that's expensive. It costs money to do that. So I wanted to find a cheaper solution. So these kind of jerry cans, this is plastic. They usually sell for they're pretty expensive, but I found one of them, which is only $14.99. It's on the link in the description. So it was interesting. It had this spout on it already. Okay. And I had a few different things from this actually. Well, I think you could figure this part out. You attach stuff to it, and you make a valve so you can close it off. And sorry, this thing I'm unscrewing here on the end of here is just a tire valve tool, a valve stem tool. So instead of a tire cap I have a valve stem that I put into this can. So instead of putting just a rubber cap, I actually put this on here because the way this operates is you have to take the valve out when you're filling it, because that way it has room for air to come out while the water goes in. And then you could also pressurize this a little to give yourself a pressured shower by attaching a bike pump or a compressor on there. So anyway, this tool costs like $1.99 on Amazon. It's also useful if you ever have to change your tires and change the valves. So this thing probably can't take that much pressure. It was pretty cheap. This thing only cost $14.99. I'll send the link. And what was interesting is, in the description they said, oh, it's a great can, but a few people complained because it had a little white plastic peg that you'd pull out to make hole for air to rush in to be able to pour out the liquid. But people would say it was cheaply made. But that hole was perfect for me to just put the valve stem in. This valve stem itself, even though it looks kind of funky, I took a valve stem from just an inner tube and I cut it off the inner tube. I made the hole slightly bigger so it just fit in, and then I added some goop glue and stuff, and that worked. And then just to be a little more strong, I have this tape. It's kind of like, it's not needed. I actually ended up making epoxy. And to make the epoxy dry, I made a little kind of reservoir of to hold it so it would dry. So this is a aluminum tape which I had. So that made a nice kind of valley for me to then pour the epoxy in and just let it set. And then I painted the whole thing black because I wanted to absorb the sunlight. I'm still working on it. I may tie it down a little bit better, but So then you end up with a little garden hose end, and you could hook up any hose and thing to make it, you know, a shower. So I just thought I'd give you that little life hack there on how to make a hot water shower. So the stem was pretty much free because I already had an inner tube. Inner tubes are so cheap, bicycle inner tubes. This thing cost $1.99 on Amazon, and it came with 5 valve stems. This thing costs $14.99, and I think at Home Depot, this, you know, I kind of left this out because this piece here also is from radiator flush kit I had, but you know, you could figure out there's different attachments to make. I could have put this right there, you know. I just did it that way, but you know, there's many ways to connect a garden hose to it. So right now it has 5 gallons of water, and so that should be like 2 pretty long hot showers. So anyway, that's the life hacks of the day. A bitty 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 beat. I was just thinking of Porky Pig. Peace out.